We're back. Monday nights with the Dows. We have some of the best music artists and producers on the show tonight. Grammy Award winning producer, multi platinum selling artist Fel Davis, and international artist Carmichael.
There
Yay!
we go. There we go.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So, do we need to add Fail in or what?
Um, I was trying to add him in. Let me see here. I don't know,
Okay.
wasn't letting me, but I have to wait for him to join this one
Oh,
so I can add him.
okay.
He has to show up in the
Tony
viewers.
Dow. Okay.
But I think I have to do them one at a time. For some reason, it's not letting me add multiple people at the same time.
Okay, I got you. I got you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So, y'all, we have Grammy Award winning producer Earl Powell. He's a super producer and amazing human being. Like, he's so amazing. And what we want to
Thank you.
do is make you all aware of the music that he has produced for the stepping culture that we all listen to and love. So let's go ahead and get started.
Absolutely.
So, how did you start becoming a producer? How did this music journey start you?
Well, first, I want to say to you, congratulations on a wonderful platform. I think this is awesome. The community needs it. You and your dad, Tony, has been like the pillars of the community for the longest. So I want to give you and Tony your flowers right now that are well due and well earned and deserved. So thank you for having this platform. And then two, I want to say rest in peace to my cousin who passed away yesterday, Lily. And I want to send love to my entire family down in Cleveland, Mississippi,
Mhm.
part of where I was partially raised. So I want to start by saying that. So now, getting started into the music, like it's something I've been doing for the longest. It's one of those things that it called me, and I answered the call. So going back to a kid on the west side of Chicago, playing the trumpet, having a neighborhood band, and we did our thing in the community. And from there, can you hear me just fine? Because I have this earpiece on.
Here,
Okay.
just fine. Can y'all hear him just fine? Could you put it in the comments if you can
Two
hear him?
thumbs up if you guys can hear me.
Yes.
All right. All right. Okay. I see him. Thanks, guys. So, and then from there, just, writing, producing, and it's just something that I gravitated towards. Like it's the what I do, and it's a passion of mine. It's what I love to do.
Okay. And when you were making these tracks that the stepping culture absolutely loved, did you have any idea that it would affect us in the way that it did and that it would take off in that way?
Yes and no. So
Okay.
I like to say, as a producer, as a writer, like if you don't feel it, like if your food ain't good to you, like, who else is gonna like it? So, I always like to if for those that work with me in the studio and I'm making those records that I'm imagining you guys on the dance floor
Mm,
doing what you do, like that's in my head, like that I'm looking at that imagery as I'm producing the music. And and my feet are always moving under the desk, like when I'm writing these songs, like I'm actually stepping in my chair. So yes, but to the magnitude of what it has done, I can't say that I saw that. I just knew that I was working on something that the community wanted, and
mhm.
I thought that they would love it. I loved it, and I'm proud of it. So I'm glad that it was well received.
So you're a visionary, in other words. You see the whole
Absolutely.
ball.
Yeah.
Tell us where you're from.
West side of Chicago, K-Town.
West Side.
West side, K-Town.
Okay. And then you relocated to California. So what made you move to California?
So by the time I moved here, I felt like there was a glass ceiling in the city. and I couldn't grow anymore. Like I had already worked with some of Chicago's best and Chicago's finest, and you know, I just felt like I was at West Side. I see you. I felt like I was at the ceiling, and I love Chicago for the culture, for the music. I think we produce some of the best musicians, songwriters, music producers.
Agreed.
Like I've been all over the world, and I still haven't found a musician that can rival Chi-Town.
Mm, mm.
Period. Like hands down. And I've been in rooms where, yeah, if people wanted to check my street cred, if you will, they say, "Where you from?" I say Chicago. They like, leave him alone. He good. We don't even have to question him about music. He good. So uh, but I had to leave. Like there was still a different level. Like so musically, I was great in the city, but from a business perspective, and I was always taught as a young age, it's 90% business and 10% music. So I had to
Mm.
go after that 90%, which
Okay.
what I was lacking that in Chicago, and so I needed to. Hey, little sis, I needed to move here where there were more opportunities, and so it's a great thing to be a big fish in a small pond, but I'd rather be,
For-
uh, yeah, in the ocean. I'd rather be a whale in the ocean, if you will.
So when you got your Grammy award, did that come after you moved from Chicago to California?
No, that actually came before I moved. That came like 2 or 3 years before. No, 2 years before I moved here, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And so, and then that's another thing. So I mean, like once those accolades begin to come in, I mean, the price goes up, right? I mean, it is a business, right? Yeah. And so, you know, people weren't willing or weren't in a position to accommodate properly, right? So I had to go where there was more opportunities.
Okay. And then how did you and my dad meet?
Oh, oh my goodness. So shout out to my good friend Sharon King. She calls me one day. She goes, "Hey Earl, I'm going to a party." This was way I think like in Long Beach. Fel Davis, like in Long Beach, and it was your dad's party. Herb Kent was there, and,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, so this was the night that Herb Kent was there, and when we linked up, I think Fel is joining. Oh, what's up, Cat?
Hi, Phil.
Hi, how you doing?
Tony,
Oh,
my brother.
You yelled out, Tony.
All, all
What's up,
day.
Phil?
Your mic is muted, Phil. Unmute your mic.
How about that?
You good?
All good now.
Good.
All right, all
We're
right.
all here.
Phil.
Absolutely.
Hey, Phil, who told you I was wearing camo today, man? You.
Hey man,
Hey,
you know
who?
what?
Listen, you see this? You
We
see
look,
this?
look. Don't start, man. Don't start. You know when he in the building, he in the building.
Hey,
Huh?
listen,
It's
Doc.
hey, it's somebody on camera that's way bigger than me and you. You can't see him, but you can
Hey,
feel him.
You
hey,
a
I can
fool,
tell.
boy.
Listen,
Yes.
listen, Doc. Look at this, man. Look.
Hey, look, we already know. We talk about this all the time, man. Hey, do you believe it?
I
Yes.
believe. Hey, do you believe?
that's the
Good to see you guys.
that's the great.
You all as well.
Hmm. So yeah,
You got the legend.
asking how did he meet my dad, but he was saying that he met him through Sharon King.
So I went to the party and I offered to buy your dad a drink for his birthday, and from that day on, we were like this. And I still remember when, because I'm like, man, we in LA, man. They don't know how to step out here. So I got out there, I started a few moves. Man, y'all got out and hit that floor. I said, I'll never, ever again, ever underestimate Cali Steppin. but it was Cali, it was Detroit, was it Kansas, it
Mhm.
was Milwaukee in the building, like
Chicago.
Chicago, everybody was in the building. Like that was a huge, that was great to see and a huge eye opener.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
but but ever since then, like your dad and I, we've been freaking frat, thick as thieves.
Mm-hmm. And
Yes, sir, for sure.
My guy.
how did you meet Fel?
Oh man, I got a fever. Call for your touch.
Mm.
I'm wheezing for a kiss. What's that? Wait, I'm fiending for a kiss.
Oh,
Wheezing
Yeah,
for your love. I need you to
yeah.
stay. Because sometimes I get an itch
Sometimes I get an itch
that I
that
can't
I can't
even
even
scratch.
scratch.
For you, baby, I'm
One.
sick. Come on, man. That's just
okay.
something we did back in the 90s. Uh, when we linked, it was instant chemistry.
Mm.
Uh, because for me, big on music, felony big on vocals, writing. When the two came together, and I think more importantly, it was the personality matched,
Mm.
and the personality gave birth to the music that came after.
Yeah, has people make music. Has to be a certain type of chemistry connection that makes it work to create music possible. And platinum recording Fel Davis. So tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about your beginning journey in music and what made you decide to be an
Come on, Phil.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. It goes back. It goes way back.
Tony, you might have to put it on your phone on mute so the audio don't cut out.
Yeah, it goes way back to, oh man, late '80s, early '90s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to say just a quick, long version of the story. Uh, High school talent shows,
Mm-hmm.
from high school talent shows to notoriety and on to the Park District, Chicago Park
I
District
worked there.
talent shows.
I worked in
Wow.
the district.
Yeah. Park District talent shows where I ran into a lot of Chicago
Hmm.
artists who are now, making music to this very day. Actually, the group that I sing with right now, which is Public Announcement, uh, that group I met before they were Public Announcement during those Park District talent show days. They were doing this dance audition, and they were called Rush before Public Announcement. They were really good dancers. Back in the late '80s, early '90s, that was the thing. You could dance and kind of lip sync. That would make you a star. That was going on. It was very rare that you ran across somebody that really sing for real. Because that just and I was one of those guys that would sing. And sometimes I would do sing a cappella because sometimes people didn't really think I was singing for real. I would sing some Donny Hathaway and Luther Vandross and Peebo Bryson. So people would say, "Oh, he's not singing, he's lip syncing." So I would have them to cut the music off, and I would sing a cappella, and that was my little niche. So everybody know, okay, this is the guy that sings for real. He cuts the music off and he sings a cappella. So every show, I would add that into my show,
Nice.
and I competed against Rush, which is now known as
Mm.
Public Announcements, which is the group that I sing with now. Moving forward, not knowing that years later I would be at the WGCI seminar in the early '90s when R. Kelly was signed to Jive as the new artist for Jive Records, and Public Announcement were the dancers behind him. I'm still a local artist standing at the stage watching these guys perform, not knowing that years later I would end up being the lead singer.
Mm.
And that was my introduction to music. Moving forward, uh, actually running into Earl Powell in the process
Mm.
of making a lot of the music that you guys hear today from Public Announcement. But in regards to some of the music outside of Public Announcements, which branded me as a solo artist, Fel Davis, was the infamous record "Gonna Be."
Oh, yes.
That record, that record right there, separated Felony Davis of Public Announcement and created Fel Davis, Mr. Gonna Be, that the Steppers
Cold
had fell
song.
in love. with. That
Yeah.
particular record. Yes. Now there's a story behind that record. I got a call from one of the DJs. I want to say I think it was E.T. Yeah,
Eric
Eric
Taylor.
Taylor. Yes. He called me and he said, "Hey Phil, you know you got a record out here, man, that the Steppers are going crazy over." So I'm like, "The Steppers? What do you mean?" Because my only perspective of Steppers is that I grew up in a household. My older brothers and sisters used to step, but they would do that at home. I didn't know that there was a bigger audience for this thing. So I'm like, "The Steppers?" He said, "Yeah, well, the Steppers come out and they all dance." He said, "But you got a record, man." I said, "Well, what is the record?" He couldn't name it. He called it a few names. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna invite you to an event. I want you to come out and I'm gonna DJ." And he said, "I'm gonna play the record and I want you to let me know if it's the record and I want you to see the reaction." So he invited me out to the
Vision.
Dorchester.
Oh, the Dorchester.
Yeah, the Dorchester.
Yes.
He invited me out to big place. I'm like, this is huge. So these people are all dancing and ball dancing and stepping. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that it was that big. I didn't, I know stepping in Chicago and some clubs, not clubs, but like little taverns and
Yeah.
bars or whatever. But I didn't know it was to that
Like
magnitude.
real.
So he
Mhm.
put the record on. I'm like, wow, I haven't heard that record in years. And it was gonna be. I said, and I told him, I said, the name of it's gonna be. People were screaming and yelling and running out to the dance floor like they had the Holy Ghost. I'm like, what the heck is going on here, man? He said they love this record, man. And I was trying to get in touch with Earl for so long. I'm like, Earl, I'm calling him. When I finally did get him, I said, Earl, this record gonna be, do you still have it? He said, yeah, well, I got it somewhere down in the file somewhere. I said, man, you got to find this record, man. I said, these people here in Chicago is going crazy over this record, man. I said, you gotta see this. And he didn't understand either because I'm trying to explain to him. I'm like these 1,000 people just running to the floor, just dancing and screaming and dancing to this record, man, and singing it word
Yep.
for word.
Yes.
It was unbelievable.
Hey,
It's
It
hot.
was
I'll tell you
unbelievable.
this. I'll tell you guys this too. The thing that's interesting about that record, Fel and I went, and that was just a demo.
Right.
That wasn't like us saying, "Hey, we're gonna finish the record." This was like us coming in, like which we would do all the time, and we would cut. We would talk for about 2 hours, 3 hours, have a little something to eat. But by the time we finish all of that, something will happen in the room, and we'll go straight in on
Yeah,
the
some
music,
energy. Yeah.
and we
Yep.
going. And that song came out during one of those sessions, and it was just like Phil said, like it was something like I didn't think about it, like I didn't I didn't know.
Mm.
Phil hit me like, "Yo, bro, we got something with this record," and that was the rough, just out of
Yeah.
the crates.
You
Yeah.
know,
No, wasn't no mix, no
No,
mastering.
none of that. No.
Just
I think,
just
what's crazy about this is that R. Kelly made Step in the Name of Love, and we did it. It blew Stepping Up and all that, but Phil's song affects the steppers way more
Wow.
than that song across the board.
Yeah. Fell in Earl song. Like what's interesting about this is a lot. There are quite a few artists who have separate spots that they have no idea that how much we love the song. But for you to have seen it in person and been in the essence of all of that, I know that had to be a great feeling for you. Like seriously, a lot of artists don't get a chance to see steppers go crazy and wild out over their music. So for you to have seen that's
absolutely. Now here's the spiritual part of this. The Gonna Be record was just a record. It was not made for steppers. It was just a love song. It
Yep.
was just a
Yep.
love song that Earl and I put together. We didn't know where it would
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
It was just a song we talked about. Earl and I would share experiences about our mothers,
mm-hmm.
about our brothers and
I
sisters,
love
and our uncles, and we would just have long conversations
Yep.
about our
Yep.
families. And that's what our whole perspective was about, family. I would sit at Earl's mother's table and she would cook dinner. We would go up and eat dinner, and his mother would share stories, and we would come back downstairs and talk about those stories. And that's how those records come
Wow.
to life. So it was not about stepping and everybody come step to this or none of that. That's why those records transcend and touch people's
Yeah.
heart, because
Yeah.
those records are about the people who love them
Absolutely.
and who love those records.
I love that.
Absolutely.
And that's the difference.
So,
Yeah.
You
so
know,
Earl, go ahead and play us a little bit of Gonna Be.
Oh, absolutely.
yes,
Hold up.
that's my song,
And
Phil. You killed me.
feel
You
free.
wiped me out. I be singing the Hell out of that song.
He double hockey sticks, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
You have such a voice. I love your pitch.
Thank
Really,
you.
really.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Fel,
I do too.
Fel is he is an absolute monster, and he is on my Mount Rushmore of people to work with. Yeah,
Respect, brother. Respect.
yeah,
That's
Respect.
because
like
he's
hands
good
down.
people. He's
Absolutely,
good people.
Respect.
absolutely,
Respect. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you
absolutely.
so much.
So
Thank you.
here's a little taste of let's see.
Now this is the new edit, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
This is the
This is
new
the
this
revised
is the new
version.
edit,
Yeah.
revised version of Gonna Be. We just put it back out now,
Yep.
where people can now go online, all your streaming
Yep.
services, and you can now download the record, because the bootleggers killed us. They killed us. But
Man.
now you can go online and you can download it. And here's another thing: it's the clarity is better.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
it
vocals are
is.
better.
Yes, it
The
is.
record sounds
It
the record
sounds
sounds
better.
10 times much better.
Yes.
So I'm
Agreed.
happy to be a part of this. This is a great thing.
Yep.
I agree.
Let me give you guys a little taste of it. Can you guys hear this?
You don't have to ask for nothing from me. Mine is yours, unconditional.
Thanks.
Love, love, let you
Let
give
you
it
give
away.
it away. Hey.
Give my love to you. Some people won't have. I'll give it all. You can take my love.
Oh,
You can take my soul. Sweet love.
come on, y'all.
I just want you in my life, baby. It's gonna be, yeah. Love right here with me. I'm gonna give you what you need, baby. It's gonna be, yeah. Sweet love, sweet, sweet love.
All right, I'm
Oh,
just giving you
some
guys a little taste.
hearts up. Put some hearts up, y'all. Put some hearts up. Man, that's
Awesome.
fire. Fire.
Awesome.
Okay? Super fire.
You know, I think this is beautiful because all four of us born and raised in Chicago, and somehow we found each other. This is what it's about, especially the Chicago streets, and everybody has talent. Everybody was raised by good parents, and we just carrying this thing forward,
Absolutely.
and it's just a beautiful thing. I must say.
Hey,
Absolutely.
it's a
Absolutely.
blessing.
A little
It's a
bit of
blessing.
that so they can hear your good voice. Could you sing a little bit of that for us? Your good voice.
Come on.
Absolutely. You don't have to ask for nothing from me. What's mine is yours, unconditional. Love ain't love, oh, unless you give it away. And I give my love to you more.
Oh,
Some people won't have, but I'm giving all. You can take my love, baby, take my soul. It's gonna
Man, it took all I had not to join in there.
be. all you all you got to do is claim it, and it's gonna be.
Man,
It's gonna
Done
be.
deal. That
All
so
is.
you got to do is
beautiful.
just claim
So
it.
beautiful.
Hey,
Claim it
Fel.
into your life, and it's gonna be.
Fel, what about the other silent sleeper? Baby.
Uh,
Baby.
Play it.
oh yeah.
Fel,
So
Yes.
us as steppers, we also love special.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes,
Thank you.
that's a
Thank you.
cut.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I have quite a few of them out there, you know, but like I said, Gonna Be is the record that paved the way for all of those records, you know. And it really made me have to really do some research and some homework in terms of actually trying to recapture that that energy, you know. But Gonna
Yeah.
Be kind of stands on its own. It's its own thing.
Yes.
You know, Special is a great record. That's a great record for me because my mother is a fan of that record.
Yes.
But the Gonna Be record kind of touched people in a different kind of way.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm
Good
thankful. I really
job.
want to thank all the steppers. You guys
absolutely.
really helped me brand Fel Davis along with Earl Powell, being the solo artist away from public announcement, and to be able to travel and tour with that was really crazy to be able to. When I started getting phone calls from promoters out of town, out of Chicago, saying, "Can you come here to sing Special? I mean, Gonna Be in Special. Can you come here?" So I'm traveling, and I'm like, I didn't know they were stepping here. I didn't know they were stepping over there. I didn't know they were stepping in all of these places. So I'm like, wow. So I'm traveling
So that
everywhere.
that happened from the video of R. Kelly. We
R.
were the
Kelly made it.
ones, we
R.
were
Kelly
some
made
of the
it
ones
worldwide.
going out to the other cities teaching this dance. So it grew
Yeah.
all over the country, man, right up
Yeah.
under our noses.
Can I tell you a story? Public Announcement, the group that I sing with, on our first album, we did a steppers record called "Y to the Yippie."
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was the first R&B steppers record of the 90s, before R. Kelly stepped into the steppers moment.
Correct.
That's right.
Now here's
That's right.
where
Correct.
here's where we dropped the ball. We tried to push that record on the record execs where we were signed to A&M Records. They were from California. They were out in LA. They didn't understand the culture and the concept
Right.
of stepping.
Right.
So that's why they didn't push the button on putting that record out.
Okay.
Had they put that record out, we would have got the same results that R. Kelly got.
That was
when
a
he put out
huge
Steppers.
record, bro.
Absolutely.
Because it was a big record. It was well tested in
Yep.
the Midwest. It was big.
Well, I got you two guys here together and my daughter, so we are going to put a project together, the four of us, man, for the steppers. This is going to be
Excellent.
astronomical. You feel me? Like,
Done.
Absolutely.
it's just something that needs to happen.
Done.
So,
So I will.
Earl,
I
you the
agree.
genius.
Yes, he
Put
is.
it together.
Mastermind.
We got it.
It's already
sir.
done, man.
So who
Yes.
produced? Did you produce Special as well, Earl?
No, I didn't do that record.
Okay. So what other songs do you have? What's the other song for the Steppin?
He produced,
Look, I guess my system wanted to play it again. It started by itself.
That's how much we love that song. You can play it 1,000 times.
Yeah, it just started by itself.
I know that you did some work with Marjette Griffith, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's our man.
Yeah, I did Marzette. A big shout out to my little brother Slick J Adams.
Marjette,
Yeah.
Slick J Adams, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I did Yo Body.
Yep.
For him, Tito Jackson. I got some stuff playing in the Midwest and out in the West. One Way Street. That's my record. Oh, the Danny Boy record. This song. That's my record too. So I'm a songwriter
Wow,
on
is
that.
that's
Yeah.
your record?
That's
I didn't know
crazy.
that. Congratulations,
Thank
bro.
you.
I
Yes,
didn't know that.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Look.
Thank you.
Wow.
Along
Fel.
with,
Now I gotta put
got
a
two other
different
writers
ear to it. I'm surprised I didn't pick up. It was a little familiar to me, but I'm like, somebody's stealing the sauce, baby.
Well,
Look,
here's the thing. So it was a deal that we did a long time ago with an artist that was under my company. Uh, like this was 12, 13, 14 years ago. But fast forward, Danny loved the record, and shout out to my dude Tox, who made the situation happen on his end. But my guy Scotty and I were already tied to the record, and so Danny Boy heard it, he liked it, and it's out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Go
wow.
ahead and play a little bit of that.
Which one? So I got. Let me play Baby. So Baby is the yeah. So here's it really quick. So because Gonna Be happened the way it did, it was organic. So Fel and I, we sat and we talked. You're like, we got a gang of stuff that's just sitting in the crates. Why don't we
Yeah,
just give it to the fans,
yeah.
just the way it is? So this one is another one. This one is called Baby.
Okay,
Baby by Fel Davis.
got it. Let's go, Phil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now they go by. I don't think of you on my mind. I'm in love with you, and that's what I'm supposed to do. Girl. The way we ups and downs, I know we keep going around. Girl, I understand why you wanna leave this man. Yeah. What up on the love we share? What up on the songs we had? What up on the personal thing between us that nobody knows? Yeah. Baby, we've been together far too long. To that problem that we can overcome, break us off. And
nice.
baby,
That's
we've invested far too much. Girl, I love
So
you.
that's a sample of Baby, which is out by the way. It's called Baby by Fel Davis.
go
So
stream, go stream.
go
Yeah, it's all
stream it.
it's on all your social streaming
Yep.
platforms. Baby.
Yep,
Okay,
it is available. So that's just something we had in the can, and we like, yo, let's just give it to the people. Let's not hoard the music. So we're gonna start coming out with things from the vault, a bunch of stuff that we got like a gang of songs that nobody's heard, and so we're gonna just start coming out with songs out of the vault.
got it.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Oh, go
hold on
ahead.
1 second. Yeah, go ahead. You wanted me to do something else?
Yeah, it's a
The one by Danny Boy.
Oh, give me a second. I'll do one better. I'll play.
Yep. One of my students,
No Danny boy.
no,
That's the video playing behind me.
Oh, come on, man. Look, you watch the restaurant. I use the old school car and
Let me
go on a
fast
date.
forward.
Do not play no rap music in my car.
There we go.
Donnie had
This is great music.
Oh, this song is for you. Can we close down the boulevard by the whole day? Being happy like we used to be. Oh yeah. Then I'm a pull up at the store, go get you a roll, get your favorite cake. You know it's gonna be all good, all baby. And if you don't mind, baby, don't mind. I wanna make you smile all night while we listen to this song that I made for you. And this song is for dancing.
oh,
This song is for singing.
oh,
This song is
it.
for making good love to you. And this song is for moving.
Earl, you cold.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Yes.
just what I'm a part of that song. But listen, shout out to my guy Scotty Doris. He's the main engine behind this record. Shout out to my dude Tox. Shout out to my guy Danny Boy on this record.
Shout out Danny Boy.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
our people, man.
Chicago's
Yes,
legend. Yeah,
sir. Chicago's
yeah,
Yeah,
finest.
Danny
absolutely.
a song at the World Watches. Everybody.
That's what's up.
He
That's what's up.
Yes.
I got a chance to record with him when he was 15 years old, me and my group Street Harmony. He was in the studio when we got there on the north side down there at Streeterville, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and he was so talented and he was so smart, man. We was in shock. He was half our age, you know. It was like, damn.
So let me take you back. So I was in the barn with the Flick before Smoking on Hay. So back then it was Danny Boy was in there, the Flick was in there. They had a few other different artists.
Right.
What's her name? Toy something? I forgot her last name, but she was down there. But Raw Dope is the name of the company at the time. My dude Shorty Capone.
Yes.
So, but I was in the barn with those guys, man, long before Smoking on Hay, and Danny Boy long before he did the stuff with Death Row. So I've been knowing Danny for a long time.
Euclid
Great
Gray.
guys.
Euclid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Euclid was in
Yeah.
PA.
Yeah.
I was singing with all them boys, man. We all came up in Chicago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So it is, man. It's a blessing to know you guys, man. And
Oh man.
y'all
this is
doing
a
big
blessing
things
all
for the
around
community.
board. Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
it is.
Real
Thank you.
talk.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Dominique.
So I just wanted to, bring it all on here, make everyone aware of the musical contribution that you all have to the culture unknowingly. Because I heard the story about Gun it's just a love song. We so appreciate your music. We appreciate the both of you as artists and your craft are so dope to me. And I wanted
Thank you.
to go ahead and give you flowers because you deserve it. Keep them coming. Keep those tracks coming. Let's hear y'all music when I'm out stepping. It's totally amazing.
Thank you.
I
Thank you so much.
got one goal.
Thank you.
I got one goal, and that's to hook this whole project up.
Oh, it's already done.
Yes.
We just got to start.
All you gotta do is claim
move.
it.
That's
It's gonna
it.
be.
That's
Let's-
it.
Let's go.
That's it. But yeah, listen. Anytime you guys want to do this, we'll be back. We can do this for a year straight and not run out of content.
I love it.
We got a lot.
This is an open invite to the both of you. Whenever you have new music that you want released, just contact us and get out. We're gonna support y'all. Continue.
100.
Yep.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're
Thank you. Thank
welcome.
you so much.
And once again, huge congratulations to the both of you guys for this platform. I think it is awesome.
Thank you.
It is needed.
Yes, it
And
is.
what better people to run it than you two? You guys are not just my people. I love you guys, but you guys are great professionals as well. So congrats on this platform.
Thank you.
Thanks, family.
And y'all my family.
Oh, you already know.
Thanks, family.
You already-
Much love.
Now,
All
I
day.
say before you go, if you all have anything coming up or that you want to promote before you leave while we have the viewers here.
Yes, right now we have Gonna Be that's out right now. The revised version that you can go and you can purchase. The new single right now, Earl just played, is called Baby by Fel Davis on all your social media platforms as well.
Yep.
So you can find me, Fel Davis, across the board.
Y'all check out Special too. That's a cold stepping cut.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So the music is
Yep.
there. You could just Google us. Just Google
Yeah.
Fel Davis music and you'll find it. It's all there.
Okay.
We love you,
Yeah.
man.
What about,
Thank you.
what
lot
about
of
you,
lot of stuff in the works. I can't talk about it right now.
Right.
I'd rather be about it. So it's a lot of great things that's happening behind the scenes, and just from all different spectrums, just a lot of great things that are taking place. And yeah, we'll definitely we'll circle back and have something worth talking about. So
okay.
Much love.
All right. Much
absolutely.
love continues success. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
going with me.
Love you guys,
Thank
and
you.
thank you.
Th-
All right.
Thanks, family, to both of
It's
y'all.
all good. Good. It's
Awesome.
all love. Yeah.
Bye.
So Carmichael was calling me while we went live, and he was ready, but I'm live. So I'm trying to see, let's see here. I don't know if you're on here, Carmichael, but if you are, put it in the message, so I can add you on or send requests. But yeah, I definitely want to hear from Carmichael, and want all of us to hear from Carmichael.
Absolutely.
He's been making music for a very long time. He got several bops that steppers absolutely love. So,
Well, actually, I want to congratulate you personally on putting him and Earl Powell together.
oh, well, you know, I love Earl. I love Carmichael. So it's,
Yeah. Well, they both thanked you for putting them together. So I'm thanking you too.
yeah, because I want to hear that music.
Yeah. And they made some good music together.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes.
So let me
Gonna be, yeah.
okay, so let me do I'm gonna go ahead and log off because I can't speak with Carmichael while I'm on the live. I'm not sure if he's still available, but if he is, we'll bring him back. If not, we'll definitely have to reschedule because he wanted to talk to y'all, see y'all as well. And let's see here.
You about to catch a flight, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm about to catch a flight, definitely. But I timed everything perfectly. I still am committed to Monday nights and giving out this information and this history.
Good job.
Yeah, so everything is lined up perfectly. Don't worry about me. I'll never miss a flight. I'm always at the airport 2 hours ahead of time. It could be anything. I don't play about missing flights. I'm telling y'all. Okay. So thank y'all again for watching. I'm going to call Carmichael and thank y'all for joining us this evening.
So what are you trying to do now? Are you going to come back on the live now, or are we out?
I'll come back, but if he's not available, I'll just put a message on the page. Yeah, because he was calling me and I can't answer on the live. It'll mess everything. I already have Fel and Earl on here. So
Why don't we just do Carmichael next week, since you got to go?
yeah, but okay. Well, I got
It's all good.
okay.
Huh?
I got a little time. It's 6:51 here.
Yeah, but we wanna give him all of his time.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to have the full time with him.
Okay. And shout out to Grammy Award winning producer and multi-platinum selling artist Fel Davis. That was amazing. You guys are so dope.
Earl
We respect,
Powell.
appreciate your music. We keep those songs in rotation. So big shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
And later, Mr. Dow. See you later.
All right. Later.
All right.